you guys? What you guys to the channel? It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. Now we got one for Watchmen episode 3. She was killed by space junk, which is something you thought initially was going to happen at the very end of this episode, which I honestly wouldn't even mind it if I'm just being real, because Laurie Blake, aka Silk, well formerly known as Silk Spectre, was pretty much the lead character in this thing, and this is where I think your knowledge, if you're a Watchmen fan and like you read the graphic novel or maybe even seen the movie, this might have, a lot of things that happened in this episode might have like really got you on board or like really made you happy. But for people, I've seen the film, I'm actually gonna just bite the bullet and read the graphic novel this week. I was actually trying to read Christ on Infinite Earth, and then I was going to read Watchmen, but I feel like I just need to read Watchmen just so I can get some of the references, which is weird to me because I'm thinking like, does the show's success, is it going to hinder on people knowing the mythology, the mythos of Watchmen? You know what I'm saying? And because I think a lot of things I had to find out after the episode, and I went and looked up, and just some things I just know I forgot. It's been a couple of years since I saw the film. It just, even then it didn't just stick with me, so I had to go look up the fact that she's Silk Spectre, and the fact that she used to be. I knew she was with Dr. Manhattan and Night Owl, and then Ozymandias, or how you pronounce Adrian Veidt. I'd be better off if I just say that. And so all those things, those little nitbits and Easter eggs, I had to go look those things up after the episode. But they did play a part because there's certain things. Like she's on the phone. If you don't know who Dr. Manhattan is, like her on the phone talking to somebody, that's not going to mean anything to you. You know what I'm saying? And I know people who don't necessarily know all of that stuff. So it's like that stuff plays a big effect. Either way it go, though, on to the episode. The Senator King asked her to like go down because he feels like some funny business been going on with the 7th Cavalry, and he doesn't think that they are the people who killed Judd. He thinks like, hey, I think it's like some vigilantes, and we see her. She probably like the anti-vigilante task force. I think I've heard that on Arrow or something before. But either way, go. You see her take one down. This Shadow Man, or Shadow, whatever the Shadow guy is. He looked like Batman, okay? Let's just be honest. He looked like Batman. And he was terrible. First of all, it was like, and you saw him throw like the smoke thing and then run out. It was funny as heck. The way they caught him was actually funny as well. But yeah, we know she has things. She just seems like a very bitter person. If I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't like her, okay? This can be just how she is. It's just her attitude. It's not the actress or anything like that. I think she's doing her job well. I think she's meant to be playing not a very unlikable character, because I do not like her for the most part. Yeah, for the most part, I just don't like her character. She's just bitter. She just seems like an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like her. It is what it is. And she goes down and she's basically trying to figure out like, hey, there's something more to this murder than what the people are saying or what they say. She see the tire tracks. We know the tire tracks came from Angela's grandfather, who we don't see in this episode because we focus on, like I said, we focus on Laurie this episode. But we going through her on the same time she be having her telling this horrible joke to Dr. Manhattan about 3 people who we assume, well, I think we pretty much clear, is that it's Night Owl, Dr. Manhattan, and Ozymandias. All 3 of them get sent to hell. And she threw a brick up. His father was a bricklayer, taught her how to be a brick. It's just, I didn't get the joke, okay? I did not get the joke at all. First of all, you know what? Nope, not going to do it because the joke just didn't make sense to me and it wasn't funny. But apparently Dr. Manhattan thought it was funny because he sent the car, the car that we saw get took into, well, I'm going to say into space, but I think I could just assume into space last episode, dropped down. So I don't know what's exactly happening. I just know that Blake is investigating Angela now. Angela knows that she's on to him. She's fine with it. Like, I'm not gonna back down. You know, it is what it is. And they almost, if I know Angela can't like her because the issue that happened, well, the incident that happened at the funeral, where the guy comes out, like the member of the 7th Cavalry, like he comes to take the senator hostage, calling him a race traitor or something like that. And the guy says, like, this is hooked up to my heart stops, the bombs go off. Lord's issues. Guy wasn't bluffing. Angela has to push him in the grave, then push the chief's dead body in his casket on top of just to save him. I understand, like, hey, he thought he was bluffing, but like, if I'm Angela, I'm like, my kids were there. My kids have been through enough already. Like, can you just put them in danger? So she's already on her bad side. It's just a lot of different things going on. Also, Jeremy Irons, who we find out now is you forget names, Adrian Veidt, aka Ozymandias. Mandius. I don't know how you say it. I got to see exactly what's going on with him because he's using those little clone dudes, and apparently this one got froze. My assumption is he's had to send him to space, right? He just had to send him to space. I don't know how he got him back down, like any of that, but like I just feel like he sent him to space. And because that's how our body would freeze like that, and you can tell how it looks. And then he said, "Hey, we need thicker stuff." So he goes to shoot a buffalo, which is on somebody else's property. The game, what's it called? The game warden, who tells him like, "Hey, if you get, like, we had an agreement, but if you disobey that agreement again, next time I'm gonna shoot you." And Jeremiah was like, "Nah, I ain't worried about you. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna smoke, it is what it is." And he goes back and put on his former costume, and I guess he's gonna go out and do some stuff. It's just there are so many different things right now that are happening, and I'm not quite sure I know exactly what's going on. If I'm just being completely transparent with you guys, the stuff that makes sense to me makes sense, but the stuff that I don't know about, I'm clueless, okay? And I think diving into the graphic novel is gonna help me out some. But if not, I'm not gonna lie, I would feel comfortable. I want to read it just because I've always just been meaning to read it. I've just been like delaying and just putting it off. But this is the reason now I have to read it. But I must admit, like, if I read it and it doesn't help me out, I will still feel comfortable because I feel like, okay, now everybody's in the same position and we all on this journey together. Because I feel like the people who haven't read it are like left out on some stuff. Even though this is nothing, this is just after, you know what I'm saying, the events of Watchmen. So I kind of wish everybody was like on the same thing. But the fact that I didn't know Laurie Blake was who she was, or what these people did, or I can't just quite remember exactly what happened, that's on me. But once again, everybody who watches this show is not necessarily a Watchmen fan, or is going to go pick up a Watchmen graphic novel or watch the Watchmen film. They just gonna watch this and want to know what this is. So that's why my question to you guys is, first of all, what you thought about the episode, but do you think this is good as a standalone without knowing any other previous knowledge about Watchmen? Do you think this show is still working for you? This is for the people who haven't, you know what I'm saying, of course. But everybody else, the people who have read out, I'm pretty sure they have a certain take on it. Maybe that, and if you have read the graphic novel, like, does it help you out more? You know what I'm saying? Do you catch on to things quicker than like other people? You know what I'm saying? Let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.